Today on Live from Ahch-To, a Star Wars podcast.
Congratulations, you are being rescued.
But farming. Really?
You ever tried shawarma?
Well, that answer you must pay.
Save the rebellion! Deploy the garrison!
And then shawarma after.
Hello, troopers, and welcome back to Live from Ahch-To, a Star Wars podcast. I'm your host, TJ, and I'm getting smarter on Star Wars every day. After devouring my backlog of Mandalorian content, it was time to look to another, Andor. But first I needed to watch Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story about Star Wars. It appears some Star Wars fans from across the spectrum of fandom are a bit split on this one. Some fans think it's the best release since The Empire Strikes Back. Others think it is boring, with underdeveloped characters and too much fan service. As for me, I enjoyed it. Is it perfect? No. Is it Star Wars? Definitely. So what did you think of Rogue One? Is it a heartbreaking story of a young woman dealing with the loss of her family at the hands of the Empire, whose journey leads her to join a cause with much higher stakes whom her father sacrificed himself for? Or is it just a bunch of drivel and nostalgic fan service loosely connected to the original Star Wars? These perspectives and more on today's episode, so find a blaster and calculate those coordinates as we dig into Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And first up today is Hudson Rockford from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Hudson, thank you for calling in today to talk about Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Sure, fella. Happy to help.
So, Hudson, how do you feel about Star Wars Rogue One?
Well, I was absolutely elated at the premise of this Star Wars film initially, but I wasn't thrilled with it after watching it.
Oh, yeah? Tell us about it.
After roughly 20 times in the theater, I came to several conclusions. First, a large popcorn is way too much. Also, while understandably difficult in choosing between Raisinets and Goobers, do not get both of them. You will regret it.
Goobers?
I might have adult onset diabetes right now. Also, buddy, after 88 ounces of soda pop, you are guaranteed to miss most of the film's second act.
Right. Okay. So what were your issues with the movie?
I had a problem when our heroes had a brief run-in with Scarface Man and the Walrus Buttface Man from Star Wars on the planet where they were looking for Saul Gargantuan.
You mean Saul Guerrero?
Sure, buddy. Anyway, I can't find my sister at baggage claim at the airport. And they happen to run into these two guys that coincidentally also have a run-in with our heroes from Star Wars.
Oh, yes, I'll give you that one. That was quite the coincidence.
Let me tell you something, TJ. I like room service when I'm on vacation. I like the service stations in New Jersey. They fill up your car for you. Fan service. Not a fan. Hey, you, buddy. The moon-face kid with cheese dust on your fingertips. You like Star Wars? Well, here's Scarface Man. And Walrus Buttface guy. Remember him from Star Wars? Well, here he is, with a much bigger head.
Yes, his head did look a bit bigger.
And R2 and 3PO. Look, guys, remember these two from Star Wars?
I do remember, yeah.
Oh, don't forget Stormtroopers. Remember these guys? Why don't they ever take off their helmets?
Are you gross under there?
Oh, look out. Here comes Darth Vader. He's all scary and emo now.
Oh, I thought Vader was kind of cool.
And that Talkington fella. Looked like a live-action wax museum overdosing on a cocktail of Rogaine and Viagra.
Viagra?
Yeah, buddy. He looked a bit stiff. And the end of this movie is a punch in the jimmy. When Princess Babycake says hope, it's too obvious where they clipped the line from. Speaking of clipping, I prefer waxing. And not the kind of Talkington Wax Museum bedfellows making my rods and cones ache with sympathy for a jumbo hot dog with extra relish and a side of...
Hudson, thank you so much for calling in today to talk about Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Great to hear from you. And up next we have Drew McGillicuddy from Havertown, Pennsylvania. Drew, thank you so much for calling in today to talk about Star Wars Rogue One.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you for dialing in today. So, Drew, what do you think of Star Wars Rogue One?
I don't think the names of the planets and things was needed.
Yes, I agree. I also felt that was a bit unnecessary.
Yeah, we all know what Yavin is, and who cares what Planet X or Dingleberry's called, you know? Speaking of, I'll take drivel and fan service for 100, TJ.
Okay.
R2-D2 and C-3PO? Boring. Oh, and the ugly cantina dude with the walrus man-looking butt-face guy from Star Wars? Orange jacket! Oh, yeah, and the orange jacket.
What about his orange jacket?
Where do I get one? Yeah, where do we get one?
Where do you get one?
We've checked Old Navy, The Gap, Banana, Nav, Republic, Target.
Yeah, I don't know.
'Cause we got big front teeth, you know. Ain't my fault, it's genetics. But maybe one of them orange jackets will distract it like it does for the walrus man-looking butt-face guy. You know who I'm talking about, the guy that goes...
Yes, I know.
Apparently, he was just asking Luke if he'd tried some of the Ronto shawarma cart they had outside. It's really good, apparently. But Ugly Dude misinterpreted. When Obi-Wan said, "Can I get you something?" Walrus butt-face guy was gonna say, "Hells yes, let's get some shawarma." But Ugly Dude had to the whole thing up. It's all in a special edition cutscene, I heard.
Okay, getting back to Rogue One, do you have any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, the background music at Salt Galatia's timeshare on Arrakis gets in your brain. Do 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 do. Oh, I'm hearing it now. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I do hear it actually. That's weird.
Oh God, make it stop.
Wow, that's weird. How are you doing that?
How the should I know? Oh, and that Jennifer Aniston character.
You mean Jen Erso?
Yeah, sure, if you say so. Completely wooden, boring. I get cold fish vibes from her, you know, just like my ex-wife.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Drew, for calling in today to talk about Star Wars Rogue One, orange jackets, and your ex-wife. Great to hear from you. And up next is Roland Wohler from Alexandria, Virginia. Thank you, Roland, for calling in today to talk about Star Wars Rogue One.
Oh, yeah, sure. Not so loud, though. She might hear me.
Okay. So, Roland, how do you like Star Wars Rogue One?
Rogue One is the one that came out before Star Wars?
No, it came out after, but it takes place before Star Wars.
But it came out after.
Yes, it leads right into the original Star Wars. It's a prequel.
A prequel?
A prequel, yes. It takes place before Star Wars.
The original Star Wars?
Yes, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
A new what? Hope?
Hope. A New Hope. Episode 4.
Oh, I don't remember seeing that.
Well, it was added later.
Added after Rogue One?
No. I'm not exactly sure, but it was after the original theatrical release.
Okay, so Rogue One is Episode 4.
No. Rogue One is the prequel to the original Star Wars that became Episode 4, A New Hope.
You can watch the original first, though?
Sure. You can watch them however you want.
It takes place before Star Wars, though.
Yes, the story is set just before the beginning of Star Wars.
How did they do that if it was made after?
Well, the story just takes place before Star Wars.
Oh, so it was written before Star Wars?
No, it was written and made after the original Star Wars.
So Star Wars is before Rogue One?
It was made before Rogue One, but takes place after.
So they made Rogue One after Star Wars but released it before?
No, they made it after Star Wars. It came out in 2016.
But Star Wars was made in the 1970s. Why did they wait until Rogue One came out?
What? They didn't wait for anything.
Okay.
So have you even seen Rogue One? If so, did you like it?
Oh, I like it. My wife says I like it because it reminds me of Star Wars.
Okay.
There's a lot of Star Wars stuff in it. My wife says I like the ATST walker and the walrus man-looking butt-face guy from Star Wars.
Yes, that character is very popular today.
Oh, his head. His head is huge in this movie. Why is it so huge? My wife says because I'm projecting.
Yes, it does look kind of big when you compare it to the original Star Wars.
And I think I'd like to eat some of that moving tentacle street food they had on that ring of caffeine trading post on Jeddah.
Okay.
My wife said it would probably give me terrible GI issues like I had when I was in Turkey, so I have a doctor appointment next week to talk about it.
You're going to see your doctor about possibly eating hypothetical Star Wars food?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think I'm feeling it right now. Oh, ooh. I have a shellfish allergy.
Are you okay?
Oh, I ate some clams. Oh, boy. Oh, here it comes. Oh.
Will you please leave my husband alone? He's gone through enough already.
Wow, that was, that was weird. Anyway, well, finally, we just have one more, right? Okay, good. And finally, we have Phil Clutterbuck from Booger Hole, West Virginia. Phil, thanks so much for joining us today to talk about Star Wars Rogue One.
Oh, yes, sure.
So, Phil, tell us, do you like Star Wars Rogue One?
Oh, heck yes. Absolutely. I saw Rogue One at least 15 times in the theater.
15?
I ate so much popcorn. The Sour Patch Kids, oh, so much Mr. Pig, too.
which is also my Star Wars character name.
Your Star Wars character name is Mr. Pibb?
No, just Pibb. Pibb Corn Popper. I'm a mercenary with a heart of gold.
A mercenary, huh?
Yeah. I don't fight, though. I do lawn care and handyman stuff. Like if your moisture evaporator breaks or your gang droid goes down, you can call me.
Lawn care? I'm confused. Is this you or your Star Wars character?
But, well, what's the difference?
Nothing, I guess. Is there anything else you like about Rogue One?
Well, I really like Darth Vader there at the end when he just went all Cujo on everybody.
Yes, agreed. I thought that was very cool.
It was absolutely terrifying. All the red Sour Patch Kids in my bag. Oh, they just went all Sith Lord everywhere.
I'm not sure what that means. Do you have any other thoughts other than Darth Vader?
Yeah, well, I have to tell you, some of that street food they had just looked kind of icky.
Yes, I think that was the point, though.
And there's like a boiling pot with a bunch of moving tentacles coming out of it. I'm not going to eat that.
Well, I have some great news for you, Phil. You don't have to. We're running short on time. Do you have any final thoughts about Star Wars Rogue One?
I like that Chinese fella that did the Star Wars Kung Fu.
Yes, he was very cool. One of my favorite characters as well.
Oh, yes, sir. And what did he say all the time? He said, I'm one with the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force is with me.
The Force is with me. I'm one with 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 the Force is with me.
Next time on Live from Ahch-To, a Star Wars podcast.
Pausing for data lag.
We have a warrant for Cassian Andor. These days will end, Cassian Andor.
You can't swim! 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 You can't swim!
Pausing for data lag.
But they have a fight on their hands, don't they?